I asked AI how to invest $100, and honestly, I didn't expect this result. Most people think you need a lot of money to start investing, like thousands of dollars. But what if you only have $100? Is it even worth it? Or is it just a waste of time? So I decided to test something simple. I went to ChatGPT and asked, how should I invest $100 as a complete beginner in 2026? No experience, no complicated strategies, just real, simple advice. And what I got was actually interesting. Not some get-rich-quick plan, not crypto gambling, something much more realistic. In this video, I'll show you exactly what AI suggested, what I did with that advice, and what actually happened. And trust me, the result is probably not what you expect. But here's where things get interesting. I started thinking, what if I made a mistake? What if I followed AI advice, but didn't fully understand it? Because let's be real, a lot of beginners do this. They copy strategies without knowing why they work. So I went back and asked AI a second question. What are the biggest mistakes beginners make when investing small amounts of money? And the answers were actually eye-opening. First, trying to get rich too fast. Second, investing without consistency. And third, following hype instead of a plan. And honestly, I realized I was already thinking that way. I wanted fast results, but that's not how this works. So I started wondering, what if I didn't use AI at all? Would my decision be any different? And honestly, probably not better. Because without AI, I would just guess. Maybe pick random stocks, or follow something I saw on TikTok. And that's exactly how most beginners lose money. They don't have a system. They just react. But with AI, at least I had a starting point. Something structured, something logical. And that alone already puts you ahead of most people. So here's what AI told me to do. First, it suggested investing in ETFs. Now, if you're a beginner, that might sound complicated, but it's actually very simple. An ETF is basically a collection of many companies. Instead of betting on one stock, you spread your money across multiple businesses, which makes it safer. And that makes a lot of sense when you only have $100. Then AI mentioned something really important: fractional shares. This means you don't need to buy a full stock. For example, if a company costs $300, you can still invest $10 or $20 into it. That's a game changer for beginners. And finally, the most important part, AI didn't focus on fast money. It focused on consistency, small steps, long-term thinking, which is honestly not what most people want to hear, but it's probably what actually works. So I decided to follow this advice. I took $100 and tried to apply exactly what AI suggested. I split the money into a simple structure, part into a broad ETF, and part into a well-known company using fractional shares. Nothing crazy, nothing risky, just a beginner-friendly setup. And to be honest, I expected something more exciting. Faster results, bigger movement, but that's not what happened. The growth was slow, very slow. Some days it went up, some days it went down. And at one point I thought, is this even worth it? Because let's be real, nobody gets excited over a few dollars. But then something changed. I stopped looking at it like a quick win and started looking at it like a system. And that's where things started to make sense. Because the goal wasn't to turn $100 into $1,000 overnight. The goal was to understand how money grows, slowly, consistently. And this is where AI was actually helpful. Not because it gave some magical strategy, but because it simplified everything. It removed the confusion and gave a clear starting point. And that's what most beginners really need. Not hype, not risk, just clarity. So if you're watching this and thinking, $100 is too small to matter, let me tell you something important. It's not about the amount, it's about the habit. Because if you can invest $100 the right way, You can invest $1,000 the same way, and eventually $10,000. The system stays the same, only the numbers change, and that's the real advantage. Not quick wins, but long-term control. And this is where AI actually helps. Not by doing everything for you, but by helping you think clearer. So if you want something practical, here's a very simple plan you can actually follow. Step 1. Pick a solid ETF. Something broad, something stable. Step 2. Invest a small amount consistently, even $10 or $20 at a time. Step 3. Don't check it every day, because that's where most people mess up. They panic, they overthink, and they quit too early. But if you keep it simple and stay consistent, that's where real results start to build over time. Not instantly, but predictably. So here's my honest conclusion. No, I didn't become rich from $100, but I learned something much more valuable. You don't need a lot of money to start. You need the right mindset and simple, consistent actions. If I had to start again, this is exactly what I would do. Start small, invest regularly, don't chase fast money, and use AI as a tool, not as a shortcut. Because at the end of the day, AI won't make you rich, but it can help you make better decisions. And that's where the real advantage is. I'm going to keep testing different ways to make money using AI. So if you want to see real experiments and real results, subscribe. And remember, small money is still money if you know how to use it.